Coming up on this week's episode of Punt It, Livingston, a 3-year surprise package. Who next for Dundee United? 2 separate candidates get this week's spot in New Bellend, and the usual chat about Dunfermline Athletic Football Club. It could possibly be the last episode in this wee setup as it is right now, so enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy. So, as I said, Livingston, a 3-year surprise package. That's a pretty long surprise package if you ask me, and I don't even like surprises. Livingston were a League One club in May 2017, not even a year and a half ago. That's mad. Fast forward to now, and these guys are out here, top 3 in the Premiership, unbeaten in September, and only 1 league loss so far, and that was at Celtic Park, which you can easily account for when you're a club like Livingston. But should we really be surprised anymore, and should we actually be giving them a massive amount of credit for the job they're doing? I don't really see why we should actually be surprised at any of the results anymore, because they've clearly got such a good work ethic within their team that it just gels perfectly, and it's working for them. It's worked for the past 3 seasons now. Livingston were always a club that were at the bottom end of the Championship and always kind of struggling to get to that next level. Well, they've went to that next level and above and beyond that now. They're sitting in the top 3 in the Premiership, as I said, along with the other 2 Lothian clubs. And it's just brilliant to see. It's like the top 6 has kind of been turned round on its head. You've got Celtic and Rangers sitting in 5th and 6th position right now, and you've got Hearts, Hibs and Livingston in 1st, 2nd and 3rd. It's absolutely mental. Livingston themselves don't score many goals, they only average 1 goal a game, and they've got the 3rd best defensive record in the entire SPFL. So they're doing it right at both ends of the pitch. Obviously scoring more goals would be something they'd want to do, but the way they're doing it, they're getting by. And with having the 3rd best defence in the Premiership, that gives every team a good base to go off of. Me myself, I backed them to stay up this season. I think I had them in 10th position, just above the other promotion team, St Mirren. But even at me backing them to stay up, they're probably going to make me look silly once again, despite the fact that I gave them more credit than some people did, and I basically said that they would stay up, and gave them more credit than a proven Premiership team like Hamilton, who have stayed up for multiple seasons, because I had Hamilton to get relegated. Livingston are probably once again going to blow me out the water and kind of shove it back in my face, so I can't win with these predictions. Who's next for Dundee United? Shaba Laszlo. Ah, the name still gives me good memories. Let's just forget the multiple times he still managed to beat us. But aye, he's gone now, and if I'm being 100% honest, and no jokes here, Dundee United are so much better off now that he's finally out of the club. Obviously, I mean no ill health to Shaba Laszlo. He's probably a nice man, but he was never the right man for Dundee United. For all that he did well at Hearts years ago and got them into really good positions and stuff in the Premiership, it just seemed such a strange appointment at the time, going for a manager like Ray McKinnon, who they sacked, and obviously they had Laurie Ellis coming in as a caretaker manager after that, who is now taking over as caretaker manager once again. Shaba Laszlo came in and it just seemed a bit of a strange one considering the managers they'd had previously. Dundee United have always had Scandinavian roots in terms of their recruitment and stuff, and of course Shaba Laszlo had experience in Scottish football, but I don't think it was anything like what Dundee United needed to get back up to the Premiership where they undoubtedly want to be. But now, who replaces him? Who could possibly replace such a talented manager such as the mighty Shaba Laszlo? Robbie Neilson? Jim McIntyre? Or the usual shout for every man in their dug, John Hughes? Yogi! Personally, I'd go with Jim McIntyre. Neilson would be a pretty impressive appointment, but if he's going to nick Stevie Crawford to become his assistant manager and nick him for us, then he can sling his hook. Jim McIntyre's been attending Dundee United games for a while now, so I'll put my money on him being the next Dundee United manager. It has to be the right appointment for them this time though. It's make or break stuff really. Once again, it's that time of the week where we do the part of the episode called New Bellend. This week we've got a double whammy on New Bellend for the first time ever. 31 episodes in, and this is the first time that 2 people have taken the top accolade. Congrats lads. So this week's culprits are number 1, the SFA for their monumental with the Betfred Cup semi-final arrangements, and the second one is a Rangers fan who thought it would be a cool as fuck idea to throw objects at other human beings at a football match. It really has been a peak week in Scottish football. So, a Rangers fan lobbing a coin at a linesman's head during a game. As you do. Basically, the backstory is the SFA have obviously been making some baffling decisions recently, and that obviously includes their appointment of different referees for certain games and stuff. And that obviously entails their decisions within different games and how that affects each team, blah blah blah. You know all this. Your average Joe at the football would give the referee a bit of stick, just shout at him, just have a go, and then leave after the game and forget all about it really. But not this Rangers fan, no. He thought it'd be a fantastic idea to lob a coin at the back of the linesman's head, and I mean, is that really the right way to go about it? I'm not too sure. In fact, no. 100% no. The guy literally had blood pouring from his head. It's an indictment on the single Rangers fan that chucked the coin initially. Really, that's not the kind of levels you need to be going to kind of get a message across. You don't need to bring violence into it really. Of course your opinion matters, and if your opinion isn't getting heard, you maybe want to bring other forms of how to bring that across. But throwing a coin at somebody's head so that they've got a bleeding wound at the back of their head, it's not exactly the best way to go about it. I'm not tarring everyone with the same brush, as it was just literally one guy that threw the coin at the linesman. But there's so much better things that coin could have been used for. I mean, my bank account's looking pretty light now, so next time you go and chuck money about, just let me know first before you go about throwing it about so freely. Now on to the SFA, and I mean, I've said a lot about these guys in the past month. They didn't exactly have the best September of all people, and they've started off October just as badly by the fuck up they had with the semi-final arrangements for the Betfred Cup that obviously stemmed back into September. Has now been carried over into October as they've decided to completely change their arrangements and move one game to a different venue so that it can cause less hassle. Of course, this was common sense to start off with, but apparently this was not on the cards this time last week according to Neil Doncaster. Apparently every club was completely fine with the Hampden stuff. Apparently they were only contractually obliged to play at Hampden, they couldn't play anywhere else, and it just wasn't the case. Hearts and Aberdeen, for one thing, came out and completely condemned the decision, and rightfully so, because it was just a bit of a farce. Police Scotland and ScotRail also had their bit to say about it, so the fact that Neil Doncaster and the SPFL or SFA came out as a conglomeration and said that everyone was completely fine with this and it was the best option available to them, it's just a lot of balls really. They're making it in at Bellend this week, and it's mainly just into the continual amount of fuck-ups that they have. It's so unreal. I don't know how a group of people can continually look at a group of topics and continually get them so wrong and be so out of touch with how fans feel. There's never any thought given to the fans in these kind of decisions, and it's just mental really. So once again, you're in New Bellend, you've been in it before, and you've started off your month horrendously once again. Fantastic work lads, well done. I'm never getting a job at the SPFL or the SFA. And as usual here on Punt, I'll go full circle and back to my team, Dunfermline. It's a big one this weekend. Ray McKinnon's the man we face up against in the opposite dugout, and I can't lie, I want us to win it so bad. Obviously I want us to win it because it's Falkirk Dunfermline, it's the derby, it's the closest derby we've got in the league just now. But the fact Ray McKinnon's the manager and the kind of amount of, no hatred, I wouldn't say I hate the man, but I just can't stand him. There's something about the way that he just dealt with everything in the last few months after he played the victim card with how he left Dundee United and then completely backtracked on that when he left Morton the way he did. I just can't stand him, as I've said so many times. The guy's a Judas and I want him left beaten on the pitch come 5 PM Saturday. Get into them, pals. And that's it for this episode guys, cheers for watching. If you did enjoy, please give it a like, comment down below anything you thought about what I've said or any other things in football, and subscribe for more of this type of content. Cheers for the support once again. As I said, this might be the last time you see this setup, so hope you enjoyed it whilst it was here. I'm going to get a green screen and it'll be a bit different, but it'll still have the same sort of aesthetics about it, so I hope you enjoy that when it comes as well. And until the next video, which will be Pars Roundup on Friday, I'll see you then. Cheers guys.